Here on India Today this morning, we're getting you all the updates you need to know on what's playing out in Shivamogga, where tensions continue to simmer after the murder of a 23-year-old Bajrang activist Harsha. The murder has become a massive political slugfest as the BJP and opposition parties are trading blows, while Karnataka Minister K.S. Ishwarappa said the murder took place due to Congress's D.K. Shivkumar's provocative statement. Shivkumar has hit back saying a case should be registered first against Ishwarappa. You meanwhile have a Facebook page called Mangalore Muslims that's been booked by the Karnataka police for threatening and abusing Harsha. The page even called him a stray dog and accused him of insulting Prophet back in 2015. This page had earlier threatened the activist in 2015 as well. And let's also sum up for you all the updates that have come in this particular case.
Shivamogga is on the edge. Schools and colleges are shut. A curfew is imposed as tensions rise over the murder of Bajrang Dal worker Harsha.
So when you're talking about curfew, it means that even essential services will be shut?
Yeah, not essential service. Basic things will be there. Other than that, all things will be shut.
So this will be till 24th morning?
23rd morning.
23rd morning.
There is high security all around amid the threat of violence. Harsha's death has divided the state, which was already split apart by the Hijab showdown. Harsha's family is in shock.
ಹೌದಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಅವನಿನ್ನೇನೇನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ನು ಹಿಂದೂ, ಅವ್ನು ಜೈರಾಮ್ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ. ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅವನ್ನ. ಹೆತ್ತೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸರ್? ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕ್ರೂರಿಗಳಿದಾರ? ಮನುಷ್ಯತ್ವ ಮಾನವೀಯತೆಗೆ ಬೆಲೆನೇ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಮಕ್ಳಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಅವರು ಹೆತ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, 1-2 ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ ಸರ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ? ಎಲ್ಲಾರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆಚೆ ಹೋದವ್ರು ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ? ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಹುಡ್ಗ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರೋ ನನಗೆ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಹರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೂ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರಿಟ್ಟು
ದೇಶ ಕಡಮ ಮನೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಇದಾವ ಸರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಬರೀ ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲು ಮನೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದಾವೆ. ಮದ್ವೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಕಣೋ. ಸುಮ್ನಿರಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸಾಯ್ಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಚ್ಚಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು ನಿನ್ ಮದ್ವೆ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಿಂಗೆ.
The police have made the first arrests in the murder case. 2 suspects held have been identified as Kashif and Nadeem.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ತನಿಖೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ನು ವರದಿ ಬರಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಕೆಲವರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಸ್ಥಳದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನೇನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. 3 ಜನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಟ್ಟು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ವಿಚಾರಣಾ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳನ್ನ ಈ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಡಿಸಿ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ.
Police are tracking 2 more suspects.
किसका सपोर्ट है ये पता चलेगा. सपोर्ट बिगर हुआ नहीं है, सपोर्ट हुआ है. किसी का सपोर्ट बिगर तो ये काम होना मुश्किल है. क्यों करें? इतना छोटे लोग इतना बड़ा हादसा करने के लिए उन लोग को हिम्मत कैसा हुआ है? पता जरूर लगेगा.
Harsha's murder has sparked a fresh round of political sniping. Karnataka Minister Ishwarappa, already facing the heat after saying that the saffron flag may replace the tricolour one day, has alleged that stones were pelted on the funeral procession of Harsha. The opposition has called for the Home Minister's resignation over the law and order situation. The BJP is demanding an NIA investigation into the murder of the Bajrang Dal worker. Saffron groups are also linking the killing to the ongoing hijab face-off in the state. The government says the investigation so far has not revealed any link. With Nolan Pinto, Bureau Report, India Today.
So at this point, the Karnataka government has denied any link of the hijab war and the debate to Harsha's death. Several top BJP netas, however, have come out to demand an NIA investigation, alleging that Harsha is a casualty of, indeed, the hijab face-off in Karnataka.
With only 14 months to go for the Karnataka election, the communal tension in the state has escalated again. Rocked this time by the death of a Bajrang Dal activist in Shivamogga. 23-year-old Harsha stabbed to death on Sunday night, sparking a fierce whodunit in Karnataka. A state in the wake of the continuing and fiery hijab showdown. The brutal murder of Harsha has triggered a war of words between the BJP and the Congress and a law and order situation on the ground. The government claims that as of now, there is no link between the hijab protesters and the murder of Harsha.
From yesterday night, the whole thing has been, investigation has been started. There are some clues and the investigation is going on. I have got information that they got some leads. Probably they will take up to the logical conclusion very shortly.
23 ವರ್ಷದ ಯುವಕ ನಡೆದು ಬರುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನ್ನಟ್ಟಿ ಅವನು ಓಡಿಸಾಡಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಇಂಜುರಿಗಳು ಅವನ ಮೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ದುರದೃಷ್ಟಕರವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದು. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಡೆಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
But BJP leaders have drawn a direct link between the hijab showdown and Harsha's death, claiming he was targeted for his anti-hijab stance. Minister K.S. Ishwarappa claims that Muslim goons got emboldened by Congress State President D.K. Shivakumar, a charge that prompted a strong retort.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಗೂಂಡಾಗಳು ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂದೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನರ ಬಾಲ ಬಿಚ್ಚಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಈ ಧ್ವಜದ ವಿಚಾರ ಬಂದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯ ಮೈದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜವನ್ನು ಇಳಿಸಿ ಭಗವದ್ ಧ್ವಜವನ್ನು ಏರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಶಾಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲನ್ನು ಸೂರತ್ನಿಂದ ತಂದು ಹಂಚಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಲಾರಿಗಳು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಚೋದನಕಾರಿ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಡಿ ಕೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೋ ಅದು ಈ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಗೂಂಡಾಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಕುಮ್ಮಕ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ.
I have no way connected to all these activities. We are only fighting for our national flag and the constitution. Apart from that, we are not. Though he spoke some nonsense in the assembly, I have not provoked or I have not spoken on that issue. I don't want it to make it a political issue. Political issues will be settled at the elected course. Now it is the pride of our country.
BJP CT Ravi added fuel to the fire with this tweet, saying Muskan was safe but Harsha was killed, referring to the Mandya girl who refused to back down when cornered and heckled by saffron-clad students.
मुझे लगता है एक साजिश है, साजिश करके उनका हत्या किया है. सीरियस इंक्वायरी होना चाहिए और उसके पीछे कौन कौन है सभी को अंदर डालना, सीरियस इंक्वायरी करना. ज़रूरत है तो एनआई को केस हैंड ओवर करना एनआई को.
The opposition meanwhile has pinned the blame on the government, accusing them of vitiating the atmosphere and mishandling the hijab row.
This is their achievement. Both Congress and BJP, I think, instead of showing pity on them, they can enjoy now. They achieved to destabilize the peace of this state.
The youngster has been murdered by 6 people. Now, I condemn this murder because we believe in non-violence. We believe in non-violence. Congress party is for non-violence. Whoever there as accused persons in this murder case, they must be booked.
Amidst tensions and protests in Shivamogga, politicians in Karnataka are now jumping the gun to draw a link to the hijab row and thereby gain political brownie points from the tragic killing of Harsha. The government and police's constant appeals to stop provoking locals seems to have fallen on deaf ears. With Nolan Pinto in Shivamogga, Karnataka, Bureau Report, India Today.
And let's tell you what's playing out in battleground Uttar Pradesh, where the focus right now is on terror-linked politics after the Prime Minister's statement of cycles carrying bombs. In a fresh set of allegations, BJP has now claimed that 8 out of 38 convicts in the Ahmedabad blast case have connections with Azamgarh. UP Chief Minister Yogi made the allegations and said that the SP chief should apologize to the public. This development comes after Prime Minister Modi took a metaphoric dig at the SP and connected the party symbol, the cycle, and bombs. The Saffron party had earlier claimed that the father of one of the convicts in the Ahmedabad blast case was an SP worker and is campaigning for the party. SP Supremo Akhilesh Yadav gave it back to the BJP, posting a picture of Prime Minister Modi on a cycle that was gifted to him by Netherlands Prime Minister Mark Rutte on his visit. BJP and SP have now been trading charges against each other on this issue. Expect, of course, that this controversy is going to grow because the fourth phase of elections will kick off tomorrow. Let's move on to a story everyone's talking about. It's only one of the most extraordinary fraud cases this country has ever witnessed, beyond normal comprehension. And the reason we say that is because the probe is underway right now. A 3-level probe is underway into the Chitra Ramkrishna Himalayan Yogi case, which threatens to dampen the confidence investors have in India's largest stock exchange.
The flash bulbs, the flower bouquets, the adulation, all hiding one of the most bizarre tales in Indian corporate history. One of an unexplained connection between the top boss of NSE with the purported Himalayan guru, of sensitive information being leaked while the others in the exchange remained mute spectators. Post the SEBI order, the Finance Ministry is now stepping on the pedal to the metal to further probe the curious case. At least 3 central agencies are hot on the now cold trail of the NSE fraud, and more may step in. Capital markets regulator SEBI has been looking into the matter for the past few years, though its probe itself is subject to several serious questions. CBI picked up where SEBI left off, and not only has it barred Chitra Ramkrishna, Anand Subramanian and Ravi Narayan from leaving the country by issuing lookout circulars against them, the agency has questioned Chitra on Friday and Narayan on Saturday. Sources say Chitra maintains that she did no wrong by sharing the sensitive information with the Himalayan yogi, saying people regularly seek advice. Importantly, CBI would not have been able to open a new probe in the matter, with Maharashtra having withdrawn its general consent to the agency. Instead, CBI expanded the 2018 NSE co-location case probe to question the former NSE MD and CEO, who was not named in the original FIR. The third agency looking into the matter is the Income Tax Department, which has its sight on alleged fund diversion to offshore accounts. Chitra is said to have made several trips to foreign tax havens like Seychelles, Mauritius and Singapore over her tenure as the MD and CEO of the exchange. Teams from the department have already searched the premises of the main accused. Meanwhile, the Enforcement Directorate is on standby, waiting for a new FIR to be filed, set to look at any pecuniary gains the participants may have made from the leakage of sensitive information. Sources add that more skeletons, including those involving some former top North Bloc bureaucrats, may also tumble out of the cupboards in the days ahead. With Karishma Sudani, Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
The 2022 Winter Olympics finally got over on Sunday, and several athletes who participated at the Beijing Games are finally opening up about China's human rights abuse after returning to their home nations. While many are questioning how China got to host the Games in the first place, there are others who vowed to never return to the Asian nation. Here's all the latest on this perennial controversy involving China.
The Beijing Winter Olympics have finally concluded. And several athletes who participated at the quadrennial event are now speaking out against China's poor human rights record. Olympians, including many gold medalists who were quiet till now, are finally breaking their silence after the games came to a close. Speed skater Nils van der Poel, who won 2 gold medals at the Beijing Games, criticized the Chinese regime upon his return to Sweden. In a conversation with a Swedish newspaper, van der Poel said while the Chinese people he met were amazing, it was extremely irresponsible to give the Olympics to a country that violates human rights as blatantly as the Chinese regime. And van der Poel isn't alone in questioning the IOC on giving China the hosting rights. Thus, Ken Worthy, a British free skier who won the silver at the Sochi Games in 2014, highlighted his concerns for China's LGBTQ community. An openly gay man himself, Ken Worthy, stated that issues like human rights and countries' stance on LGBT should be taken into consideration while the IOC before selecting the host nations. Germany's Nathalie Geisenberger, who won her 6th Olympic gold at the Beijing Games, had considered boycotting the Games before eventually deciding to take the trip to China. Now that Geisenberger is back in Germany, she has vowed to never return to the Asian nation. Stating how she never wanted to go to China but had to do it because of the Winter Games taking place there, the German said China isn't a holiday destination and she wouldn't travel to the country for even a World Cup either. But this is not the first time China has drawn criticism from the sporting world. The Chinese authorities faced severe backlash on social media late last year following the near total disappearance of tennis star Peng Shuai, who had accused retired Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli of sexual assault. Even the alleged mistreatment of the country's Uyghur population and their policies towards Taiwan, Tibet and Hong Kong have been criticized widely.
No rest, no give! No rest, no give!
And while China continues to deny human rights violation, trying to control the narrative using the Olympics as a platform, the sporting community refuses to buy into their hollow claims. Sports Bureau, India Today.
16-year-old chess grandmaster R. Pragnananda has made his way into the record books by defeating the world #1 Magnus Carlsen. The Indian teenager stunned the reigning world champ Magnus in the 8th round of the Airthings Masters online rapid chess tournament. Pragnananda defeated the Norwegian in 39 moves despite playing with the black pieces. He's the 5th youngest person ever to achieve the title of Grandmaster. Cricket legend Sachin Tendulkar took to Twitter to congratulate the 16-year-old prodigy, who was only the 3rd Indian after Vishwanathan Anand and P. Harikrishna to defeat Carlsen. And with that, we're slipping into a short break here on Fest Up. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to us here on India Today. Few moments from now, I'm joining you with the day's top stories.